Oh, hello. I didn't notice you there. Well, I'm sure you're wondering at this point, how do I start using this system to make phone calls and send text messages? That's what we're going to cover in this specific video. Now, some things to keep in mind as we get started is that texting through systems like Agent CRM is a heavily regulated service in the United States, especially. There are regulatory bodies that monitor to reduce spam. So before we are able to unlock texting, we do need to go through a registration process. We will cover that in a future video. This is simply about an overview of the texting and calling tools themselves. There will be a lot of bonus features which will glaze over as you go through this setting. Take some time, read the things, click on the pop-ups, see what they mean, take the steps. But I want to make sure that we see the essential steps that need to take place. So let's dive in. Now, we're going to go to Settings on the bottom left-hand menu of Agent CRM, and we're going to click on Phone System. Settings, Phone System. There it is. It's going to take us to this dashboard for the phone system itself. You'll likely see a big, ugly red banner, A2P required, if you are a resident of the United States especially. Now, the first step here is just getting a number itself. We need to add or purchase a number within this system to be hosted on our platform. So clicking Start Add Number, add phone number. Now, this is a place where we can search for what phone numbers are available. So let's find here a number that we like. Let's say California, for example. What we can do is search the area code by searching a number that we're familiar with and matching to the first part of a number. Now, we want to make sure we have all the features. I also don't want toll-free for this demo purpose, but you can, of course, purchase toll-free as well. Apply to search for results, and you'll see all the options that come up. If you don't like the options that are there, hit refresh a couple times, see what works for you. Smartsville. That sounds like a place I'd like to live. So we're going to click on the number that we like there. Let's zoom out and proceed to purchase and import that number into your account. Now, in some cases, you may not find an area code that you like. You may need to find an adjacent area code. In my area, for example, it could be 778 or 250. Those are both area codes in my region. So we're going to proceed to buy and add that to our account. Number setup, it reminds us again, register for A2P. Ignore that for now. We'll do that in a future training. Notice now I have a second number. I've already purchased a previous number, but what we're going to do next is edit some of the number settings. If I go into, on the right-hand side here, the three dots to edit, and we're going to click Edit Configuration. Now this brings up an extra menu for us with all the extra features. Maybe you're going to have numbers for different team members. Maybe you're going to have numbers for different campaigns or products. In this example, we're going to add a number and just call it ACA number. This is not your caller ID that's going to be on their phone. This is simply for organization purposes. ACA number, and let's make sure that we attach me. I am the one that I want the phone calls to come into, and we can choose. Do I want it to come to the web app? Do I want it to come to the mobile as well? Maybe I want to forward it to my personal phone number. All of these features can be enabled here. I personally like web app and mobile app for ringing. There are more options on the second tab, but let's go back and finish up here. Call recording, if you need to have, for some compliance reasons, a call recording or a message, you can add that. If you don't want the message to be shared, you can simply have a space and click save. Now let's go to the second page here. Oop, lost that. Go back to edit configuration here, call forwarding. You do have the ability to forward calls to different team members or route to an external phone number. Review some of the bonus options here. Ring more team members if you have multiple people on your team who you want to receive those calls, maybe multiple administrative people or multiple salespeople. Call timeout settings, 20 is a good place to start. Outgoing, maybe we want to set that to 40 as a default. You can explore that, and it's going to go to voicemail at the end of that time. Make sure you save and move on to advanced. These features have a few extra benefits. Whisper message, for example, allows us to give an internal heads up when a lead is coming in. We can say things like, hey, Will, you have a new insurance lead. Or you might even say, using what are called custom fields or tags here, you can say, contact full name is calling from your Agent CRM business. Using these custom fields and text, you can give yourself a heads up about what type of call you're about to get onto. Now you can have a caller ID here. We'll cover that in a second if you have a different number or a verified caller ID. Some of these other settings, not super important, so let's just hit save and move on. If you're wanting to have your other number as what rings on their phone, it looks like it's calling from another number. What you simply do is add a verified caller number. You send yourself a text, so I would add my phone number. It sends me a code, a one-time code, and from then on, I have a verified caller number that I can mask. Now, I personally just like to build my business inside of Agent CRM so that my Agent CRM number is the official number. It's a little cleaner for records and for less confusion for the user. Take some time to go through some of the other settings here. I'll cover the main points, but there are features like A2P compliance. We'll cover this in the A2P chapter. If you're concerned about violating any of the Texas-related laws, there is a specific feature to block Texas messaging. You can search up Texas SMS regulations for more information or click Learn here. Messaging limits can be reviewed each day. Where are you at? How much of your current limit have you used? It's not unlimited. It is not the sky the limit. When you get started, there is a warm-up period, which is listed below. You've got to reach a certain level to build trust with the carriers and demonstrate that you are legit and not a spammer. Additionally, your A2P registration status may impact your upper limit. We can walk through that on the A2P training as well as on a quick fix call if you have questions. You can find a complete breakdown of analytics, failed messages, issues, opt-outs, all the rest. Let's jump ahead here. Call recordings. Take some time and just look through. I'm not going to get through the self-explanatory features. You get the point. It would be worth taking a few minutes just to set the settings to what you need. Call time back and more. Let's jump to this one here. Final setting here before we talk about A2P and wrap this up. This final setting, additional settings, number intelligence. This is how we protect our phone reputation. We do not want to send text messages to landlines. We don't want to send text messages to dud numbers or any of those other issues. So if we simply gather intelligence, this is a feature with a small charge that does validate and protect your account. It will stop sending to bad numbers. It will ensure you don't waste money on future bad texts. Don't text landlines. You're wasting your money. They can't get texts. So we want to make sure we set that on. It is worth it. Final thing here, which we'll cover in a next video on A2P, is that there are registration portals. There are things that we're going to cover. We want to make sure to build and clean up a reputation with the number. Someone else might have owned that phone number before. We don't know how they used that number. So you're cleaning and building a registration and a carrier reputation with your phone number so that you can make sure sending goes through. Even before approved A2P registration, you do have the ability to call and email your clients as well as to build up the rest of the account features. So make sure you get that A2P started in future videos here and reach out to our team so you can get that process rolling.